It would be fun to start going through the months, putting them in quarters, and mentioning everything horror that I've watched, breaking them up into 4 parts for the whole year, and we'll start with everything horror that I watched in January. I do have shorts on a lot of my videos, but there's a few that I didn't get around to doing, and just quickly going through what I think is worth it and not that I've seen so far. Finally got around to seeing The Northman by Robert Eggers. It is an epic action, fantasy, thriller, horror movie. It's kind of like Hamlet a little bit. I know it's based on something even older, and it's a revenge tale. It's a tale of revenge. It's pretty simple, but it's so well done. This is not my usual kind of movie, and I enjoyed it much more than I thought I would. There's a lot of big names in it. There's Ethan Hawke, Nicole Kidman, Anya Taylor-Joy, Alexander Skarsgård, Willem Dafoe. I'm forgetting someone. New York. It's dark and mythological, and it's a fantastical, gorgeous landscape. It's an unusual movie, but it is pretty gory. There's some slow parts. There are some fantasy parts. You're definitely going to get fighting. There are actual horror elements in this, and I can appreciate that. Heck of a Summer, we'll call it, is a directorial debut by Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things. He's still a young person. I was excited to give his project a try. Even when I saw the trailer, I saw that it's probably not exactly for me as a horror comedy, which I like them, but I have to be in the mood. This one is about a group of camp counselors coming back to camp. They used to all be campers there, and they're getting ready to prepare for camp starting. It is a slasher. It just wasn't that interesting for me. There are some actual funny parts. They make it pretty hard to like the characters, other than the one kind of jovial, happy-go-lucky character. They don't show a lot of the offings. And it's like, at least give us a little bit more. It's not the worst time, but it's not something I truly can recommend unless you like a really silly slasher that doesn't have a super good motivation when you finally find out the why. If that's a bummer for you, maybe this one's not for you either. But it'll be cool to see where he goes from here as far as his creative endeavors. And he also starred in the movie as well. I already have a video on Bugonia. It is fantastic. It really deserves having its own video. Again, I do have a short about it. It deserves having a breakdown video. If you like conversational movies, this might be for you as a sci-fi thriller with horror elements, dark elements, satire, black comedy. The main character is this top CEO, and these conspiracy theorists kidnap her because they think she is an alien. This movie is a fun time. I do think it's one you should go in blind. And again, I do have a video talking more about it. But this one is a definite yes for me. Things Heard and Seen. I saw this randomly on Netflix. Highly impressed. It's been a while since I saw a supernatural ghost story. I know those fell a little bit out of favor. This is from a few years ago. It does have some names you'll probably recognize. And it's almost a perfect ghost story up until the end where it gets a little confusing. So I did have to actually look up, what does this mean? I do have a reel on this one. Maybe I'll put the ones that I have reviews on in the comments or the description of the video. But if you just want a nice couple moves to a small town to restart their life and things don't go well because they move into a haunted house, this is that kind of movie. Not super scary, but I just thought it was really interesting. I didn't see as many horror things in January because I did watch some old reality TV from my childhood, young adulthood, through a new lens, and that was really fun to do. So January, it's not that much been happening for my watch list, but I did enjoy the majority of the things that I did see. Do you believe in free will or determinism? I watched Dark. It is a German original Netflix series. It is supernatural, fantastical, mystery, horror, thriller, foreboding sort of show. It has all 3 seasons. There is an actual ending, which is really nice to know going into it if you haven't seen it. It is about 5 years old at this point. The premise sounds really simple. There are young boys going missing in this town. We don't know why. It gets complicated. This is one of the most complicated shows I've ever seen. It may be a little convoluted, but it keeps you thinking this is not something you can watch when you're sleepy, when you're not paying attention. I don't know if I've ever watched a show with this many complex characters. And again, go into it fairly blind. But go into it blind if you like fantasy. Some people feel like if this would have been American, it would have been bigger than Stranger Things. But finishing up Stranger Things, this was a good thing to feel that sci-fi horror feel, but it's much more serious and complicated. I love how detailed it is, the paradoxes. I'm sure this is something you could probably go back and watch and catch a lot of things, but it's so much for the mind. It's probably a one-time watch for me. And that is a wrap for January. I will see you back for February, and thanks for watching. I wanted to talk about everything I watched in February. I did watch a little bit of reality TV, so I didn't watch as many horror movies, and I did watch a series, but still not bad entries. I do have reviews on some of these already, so you can hear them more in depth. For example, I saw Send Help in theaters, about co-workers that get stuck on an island, and you see who becomes dependent on who. Absolutely fun, more thriller-leaning movie with small horror elements, but I still definitely recommend it. Primate, family with a pet chimp, I believe. Fun movie, good effects on the actual primate itself. It's fun, it's quick, it's not deep. It's actually thrilling and exciting, and I couldn't believe how much fun I had with this one. I thought it was going to be a little corny. Cream 7, picking up from the last ones, brought Nev Campbell back. 90s vibes, 90s music, 90s filming. I feel like this was a good redemptive entry to the franchise after the last two, which were just fine for me. This one felt to me more like the old movies. Getting into the movies or TV shows that I had not seen at all, I finally got to see The Long Walk. It's based on a story by Stephen King. Apparently it's one of his really early stories. It is a horror thriller. There's some dystopian vibes, I guess. This would be kind of like a Hunger Games sort of movie, even though it's literally walking. And it's actually directed by the man that worked on everything except for the first Hunger Game movies, which is really interesting. It's a character-driven movie. You have all these people that you care about. So the exciting or gory parts are highly kind of in there to give you a lot of times with the characters, so it did feel extra long, but I do think the characters are pretty fleshed out, even though you get the goal of the movie, going to this lottery to do this walk, and you have to be the last one standing, and you get a prize and a wish, and if you stop walking, you will be eliminated. Hemlock Grove is a supernatural fantasy sci-fi TV shows. It is completed. It was from 5 years ago on Netflix. The first season was so garishly yellow-green. It did take me a minute to get acclimated to that color palette because it was not attractive. But I did end up really, really liking this series, even though it was all over the place. Every season was a little different, but I enjoyed that about it. It's starring Bill Skarsgård and Landon, who was Declan on Degrassi. It was also produced by Eli Roth. It is about two people from different sides of the track that become friends to help look for who is brutally killing these girls in their town. And since this is a supernatural show, you start to learn about different types of monster type characters. I see some types of editing that I have not seen in any horror movie. And even though the graphics aren't the best, seeing something fresh, even if it is not totally polished, I enjoy that about the show. It is dark. I guess it could remind me a little bit of like a Vampire Diaries, but darker for sure, more gore, more out there for sure. They played with some themes that are like, ooh, they went there. I enjoyed seeing these very flawed characters band together and try to figure out their woes and